Aloha from Japan. We just signed our housing lease. Exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. Very excited about the house. The more I do research on the area and the proximity to the train and all the fun things, the neighborhood just seems really, really nice and kind. Yeah, we're hopeful that it's a blessing and a wonderful place to live for the next 3 to 5 however many years. So thank you for your prayers, and we're just so grateful. The reason it's such a big deal that we found a house is those aircraft carrier that came in a month before we arrived with tons and tons of families, and they took almost all the available housing. Oh, my hair's sticking up. So it was looking very dire for us to find a place, and every time we go to the agents, they would say, "Oh, sorry, we just don't have anything. There's just nothing available. No one's moving out." And so they just had nothing to show us. So we, did our due diligence, and we went and saw several other houses, but a lot of them were really old and run down and either really far from a train station or just very inconvenient as far as like for Kevin to get to work and for me to navigate in case something happens and I can't drive. So anyway, long story short, we were kind of a little stressed trying to figure out like how are we going to find a house. And then God brought this property, and it's a super fun story. The realtor happens to have lived just right up the street from our house in Hawaii, and went to KCC, Kapilani Community College, which is right up the street from our house. All of our kids went there for some classes at some point, and just super, just another example of how God, just in the little things, is taking care of us. He had exceptional English, super kind, super, just so helpful, and we're just grateful. And the house is beautiful, it's spacious, it's more than what we need or could have asked for. Everything's new. The stickers are still on the appliances. They're all new, and they're beautiful, and it's just, yeah, such a blessing. We have a small yard. It is artificial grass, but that's kind of a blessing in disguise. We don't have to worry about a lot of yard work. We are responsible for the weeds because there will be weeds that'll pop up, but that's a minor thing. And so, yeah, we're gonna get plants and maybe a sakura tree, a plum tree, and I think there's one more kind of tree that Kevin was wanting to try to grow, but we're gonna just see. Yeah, so the next step is we don't move in till the 22nd of March, so we have some time to kind of figure out what we need to buy. We didn't bring a lot of furniture with us, basically just a bed and yeah, kind of that's all. And one desk, a folding table, and a couple folding chairs, one recliner. But everything else, we're gonna just slowly it'll be a very minimalistic house. It's a lot of space, but we're just gonna slowly, get things as we find them for cheap and, just not break the bank trying to feel like we gotta fill the house up. We can live on minimal things, so yeah, so it'll all be good. Thank you for praying for us. It's exciting, and I can't wait to share more about the house and more about our journey. Oh, and we're car shopping, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, even the minivans are narrow and small, which is great for parking and maneuvering and all of that. So we're trying to figure out what kind of car we want and what's our budget, and yeah, so that's next up on our list. So we're going tomorrow to visit some car dealerships and test drive a few cars and see what they have and see what it feels like. We've not even driven any car here yet, so that's going to be very interesting. Most cars are very small, which understandably. So we're thinking we're going to get 2 cars, one smaller car for every day and for me to drive, and then maybe a van or like a little bit larger vehicle for camping and for when friends visit and things like that. That's the plan. So we'll see what God does and see what we find and go from there. Also, not so fun fact, we sent care packages to our kids, and they finally got them today, and we had to fill out a customs form for each box. And we picked some really cool and like yummy ramen and cup of noodle and like curry flavored cup of noodle, which is our favorite, and all these really cool like noodle things. They got it today, they unpacked it, and they had a note inside saying it was illegal to send, and so it was removed and destroyed because you can't send pork, you can't send swine, beef, or chicken. And it was like, what? Like, what? One of them was a seafood ramen, and the other was like a beef. I mean, it wasn't liquid, it was just the cup of noodle that you add hot water to. So I'm kind of confused about that. I've got to look it up and see what are the rules and why did it get rejected, because we sent so much. It was so frustrating. Yeah, lesson learned. We won't be sending any cup of noodle. Sorry if you were hoping that we'd send you some unique and yummy cup of noodle and ramens. Not gonna happen, because it'll just get removed and destroyed. I don't know. There you go. Thanks for following along.